guests out here. They are both contributors to the New Yorker magazine. One is a writer, one is a cartoonist. They've teamed up to write and illustrate a new book that'll make the perfect holiday gift for your married friends. It's called The Married Kama Sutra. Let's try to move some units with Farley Katz and Simon Rich. Welcome back to the show, Simon.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, Simon, we had you in the spring on the show, back when we were at Galapagos, talking about the other 3 books you wrote this year. You write a lot of books.
They're not too long.
They're not too long.
They're more like pamphlets.
Yeah. And Farley, this is your first time. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you.
You've been on my to get list though for a long time, I gotta say.
Same to you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to get me? Well, Farley, you also have some books under your belt. I shouldn't shortchange you. You've got the Journal of a Schoolyard Bully series.
Yeah, 2 of those.
This is like a parody of the Diary of the Wimpy Kid.
It's not a parody, it's very serious.
Very serious.
It's extremely serious.
I'm sorry for assuming. But you guys teamed up here. I mean, you guys are both New Yorker powerhouse writers, illustrators, and you've teamed up for the Married Kama Sutra joint publication, guys. Was it difficult working together? Sharing all that ego?
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's great. No problems.
No problems?
Everything fine.
You're never going to work together again, are you? This is it. You're being forced on this book tour now. Like, you're at each other's throats backstage. Well, why don't you guys go through, you kind of have a little presentation, right, about the book. You want to go through that?
Sure, yeah, we can just sort of give a little background on to how this book came to be.
Yeah, so let's start that, John. Okay, so look.
Well, it's important to start with what the Kama Sutra was, or is. And if you're not familiar with it, we'll show you a panel here from the original Kama Sutra. And this says, when the shanks are placed one on top of the other, it is called the lotus-like position.
And here's another one. When the woman places one of her legs on her lover's shoulder and stretches the other out, and then places the latter on his shoulder and stretches out the other, and continues to do so alternately, it is called the splitting of a bamboo. That one's more advanced.
Yeah, these are real Kama Sutra. These are pretty graphic for Kama Sutra.
Yeah, well, for thousands of years, though, they've trained countless lovers in the arts of earthly pleasure. And
there are 64 of these sex positions, and here, this is an even more advanced one. When a woman chooses to enjoy many men all together, it is called the Congress of the Herd.
So for a while, people thought that this was it, that there were only 64 sexual positions, and after that, Vatsyayana in the 2nd century was just capped out. But then something amazing happened, which is a historical miracle. And I don't know if a lot of people noticed, but Farley and I are archaeologists, and we were in a cave.
Yeah, doing spelunking in the summertime, as we do. And we saw that under some dirts, there was a thing jutting out from under the dirts. And you said, look at that, does that look like more Kama Sutra pages that have been lost for centuries?
Yeah.
And I said, yes, it looks like that. And then we pulled it out and dusted it off, and sure enough, the Married Kama Sutra.
So using carbon dating, we figured out these positions, Vatsyayana wrote them about 25 years after the original Kama Sutra. Here's one. When the man is loading the dishwasher and the woman must come over because he is loading it wrong, it is called the dishwasher position. One thing we noticed when translating these from the original Sanskrit is that these positions are less erotic.
Yeah, this one's slightly less sexy. When the man passes gas in front of the woman without so much as an apology, it is called the shifting of the standards.
Here's another one. When the woman enters the room and the man quickly closes his laptop because he has been looking up ex-girlfriends on Facebook, it is called a close call.
Vatsyayana somehow predicted the invention of Facebook, so he knew what he was doing. When the toddler is at the grandmother's and the man and the woman have plans to go out but decide instead to drug themselves with Ambiens at 7:30 p.m. because all they truly crave is the sweet release of sleep, it is called the waltz of the slots.
When the woman needs help moving furniture and she does not ask the man but instead hires the local teenager, and the teenager takes off his shirt in front of the woman, and the man watches her, watching the boy with a look in her eyes that he has not seen in years, it is called the wounded hippopotamus.
The wounded hippopotamus.
When the man lightly kisses the woman's neck and the woman tenderly strokes the man's chest and the child runs into the room screaming because he has heard a scary noise or some other bullshit, it is called the interrupted Congress.
So, it's a little bit, this is part of our presentation, we have to admit, it's a little crass, but we have been getting some advance notices about our book, and if it's all right, we'd like to share
Do
with
a
you.
little patting on the backs of
Yeah.
ourselves here.
A funny and engaging look at married life, parkslopeblogger.com.
You guys got on parkslopeblogger.com?
On the front page of parkslopeblogger.com.
I've been trying to get on there for years.
Cute. Brooklynbooks.com.
Brooklynbooks.com.
Really upsetting and frustrating, Mrs. Katz. It's Farley's wife.
It's a direct quote that wasn't on any website. A slap in the face after everything that we've worked for was also Mrs. Katz, my wife.
A bad choice motivated by issues that need to be addressed. That's Dr. Greenberg. He's Farley and his wife's couples therapist.
Evidence of emotional abuse. This is what my wife's lawyer is calling this book.
Yeesh.